welcome to our Tittle-Tattle Show, where we bring you the latest news about music, film, and series. I'm your host Sana, and today we have some exciting news to share with you. Let's get started with the music news. King Krule premieres new album Space Heavy Stream. Archie Marshall's fifth full length is billed as an exploration of the space between King Krule's Space Heavy's art via Matador Records. Now a decade out from his debut album as King Krule, Archie Marshall wrote Space Heavy over the past couple of years while traveling back and forth between London and Liverpool. The two cities where he's been dividing his time, the album is billed as an exploration of the space between, or as the press release explains further, the space haunted by dreams of love, touching a narrative of lost connection, losing people, and situations to the guillotine of the universe. Once Marshall wrote the record, he fleshed out in the studio with producer Dilip Harris, as well as longtime band members saxophonist Ignacio Salvadores, drummer George Bass, bassist James Wilson, and guitarist Jack Tobel. Next up, Yodo announces new partnership with Warner Music Group. The audio platform for kids, Yodo, announces a new deal with Warner Music Group that will see children's repertoire from the leading music company available on the Yodo platform beginning this month. Yodo, the audio platform for kids behind-the-scenes free Yodo Player and Yodo Mini, has announced a deal with Warner Music Group, one of the largest music companies in the world. Their collaboration will see music from some of the WMG's legendary roster of artists available on a portable audio player home to a host of classic and contemporary children's music and entertainment brands. Inspired by the Montessori principle of education, Yodo is the brainchild of digital music pioneers Ben Drury and Philip Denker, who created a device that enables young children to access the best kids' audio without being exposed to ads, unsuitable content, or racking up too much screen time. Yodo and Warner Music Group's partnership begins this month with music from super simple songs enjoyed in homes and classrooms worldwide become available on Yodo cards. In 2024, Yodo will create cards with music from a carefully selected, curated group of WMG's pop, rock, and soul artists available for its young users. The wonderful thing about music and kids is that it's never passive. Singing, moving, playing along are always part of how they enjoy their music, and we're so excited to be working with Warner Music Group to bring these Yodo cards to market, adds Dom Hodge, head of music and sound at Yodo. We're delighted to be partnering with Yodo to bring some carefully curated music to its huge and growing audience of young people, comments Kevin Gore, president of Global Catalog, Warner Music Group. Starting with our children's classics from super simple songs and expanding to some of the highlights of a wider catalog, we'll work together to open new horizons for Yodo's young users. We're always looking for new ways of connecting our artists' music to audience, concludes John Rees, SVP of Strategy and Business Development at Warner Music Group. Yodo has carved out a leading place in children's entertainment market and is a natural partner to help showcase our world-leading repertoire of children's music as well as relevant repertoire. Next up, Rebel Wilson signs record label deal. She has signed a deal with Warner Music, and the new partnership would see Jojo Rabbit star launch her own record label, Rebel Linear, and release a soundtrack for her upcoming movie The Deb, reports Deadline. Warner Music reportedly partnered with Rebel after shooting songs from a film, a musical set in Australia, set to begin shooting in October. The Deb is not only her directorial debut, but is also the 43-year-old actress' lead soundtrack and star. The film would mark an on-screen adaptation of theatre production following three Australian girls whose lives take a dramatic turn when one of them is expelled from a privileged city school, according to Logline. Even though it's very uniquely Australian, it could have a real impact overseas, says Rebel to the Deadline of the Deb. The stage production was a deliberate development step for the film and a way to test the musical. Deb's soundtrack has been set to release next year alongside the film. Next up is segment of the film news. Now let's move on and let's talk about how Nintendo is reportedly close to striking a deal with Universal for a Zelda movie. Film reporter claims Zelda is looking like the next big Illumination Nintendo franchise. Nintendo could follow up its Super Mario success with Legend of Zelda film, is being claimed. That's according to the veteran film reporter Jeff Snyder, who told the Hot Mic podcast that he's informed by a great source that Nintendo is close to striking a deal with Universal for a Zelda movie. From what I'm told, getting close to official, I'm told that Universal is in fact closing a quote, a big deal with the Nintendo Corporation for Legend of Zelda. Zelda will be and is looking like the next big Illumination Nintendo franchise, which again I think we're sort of expecting. But I'm told that it's costing Universal a pretty penny because of the success of Super Mario. Like Nintendo kind of knows it's worth at its point. But yeah, I'm told it's gonna be a reality. A co-production between Illumination and Nintendo, the Super Mario Bros. Has generated over $1.3 billion at the global box office since its early April release. It's the biggest film of 2023 till date, ahead of the Guardians of Galaxy Volume 3, which launched a month after Mario and grossed over $786 million, according to the Box Office Mojo. Hocus Pocus development and Disney. A third Hocus Pocus is officially in development, said Walt Disney president Sean Bailey. In a profile with the New York Times, Bailey stated that yes, Hocus Pocus 3 is happening. When discussing additional upcoming live-action projects in development, Hocus Pocus 3 comes after the success of the sequel Hocus Pocus 2, which saw Betty Milter, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Katie Najimy reprise their children-hungry watching roles. The sequel broke records among the Nielsen Top 10 streaming charts, taking home the largest opening weekend with 2.7 billion minutes viewed following its September 30th premiere. The Disney Plus movie has also become the most watched original film for Disney Plus over the frame of first 3 days of release. Though not all original Hocus Pocus characters are featured in the second part, screenwriter Jen D'Angelo hinted at a potential sequel that would showcase Omri, Katz, Max Denson, and Vanessa Shaw's Alison Watts. We tried so hard to get the original cast back for cameo and it just kept not working out. For one reason or another, D'Angelo told Variety. But I'm hoping in the house in Hocus Pocus 3 we'll see Max and Allison live in California. Both Fletcher and D'Angelo will return to direct and write Hocus Pocus 3 respectively. Chinese film The Sand Murmurs set for Xinjiang shoot. Big budget period action film The Sand Murmurs is set to start production in China's remote region of Xinjiang later this month. The film is the tale of a soldier and an army nobleman brought together after a once-in-a-century sandstorm. After braving a near-death experience together, the pair finds common purpose despite their differences. They also need to work together to find their way out across 800 kilometers of desert. The picture is directed by Wu Yoyun and an adaptation of his novel of the same title. Wu previously wrote and directed Till the End of the World, which released in 2018. Deploying a budget of some $40 million, the new picture is produced by Eastern Grace Film. The company has interest in production, promotion, and distribution and a stated mission of promoting Chinese culture and beauty to the world. The producers say that the finished film will promote the beauty of Xinjiang, expand its artistic reputation and regional recognition, and create a new business card for Weir's tourist business. Production of the movie is expected to involve in-depth cooperation with local government, development of scenic spots for future film and TV use, and lead to casting culture, social and economic benefits. A release date for mid-2024 has been penciled in, but no international sale agent has yet to be attached. Now let's get started about some series news. Tom Holland talks emotionally, physically, and challenging Apple TV series The Crowded Room. Tom Holland says he's never been excited for fans to see something new that he's done, and the Spider-Man star is talking about The Crowded Room, a new series premiering on Apple TV Plus, a show that he says broke him. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, emotionally, physically, logistically, and it was incredibly tough. However, as incredibly challenging it was incredibly rewarding. I'm always looking for a challenge, looking for a message that I feel should be out there. The show comes with a really strong message, and I hope the audience picks up on it. The mysterious drama stars Holland as Dan Sullivan, an outcast teen with a turbulent home life who has trouble fitting in, and he promises it'll keep you guessing. I think we're really giving audience something incredibly unique, something that I really haven't seen before. It's a mystery, interactive in a sense you can figure it out for yourself. We'll give you the puzzle pieces to piece together the mystery, but you can't miss it. So you can either be along for the ride or figure it out yourself. Hulu orders Lisa Vanderpump BMP's reality series set in French Villa. US streamer Hulu has ordered a 10-part series from UK-born reality TV star Lisa Vanderpump and LA-based production company Mourns Productions, BMP. Vanderpump Villa will follow the staff of Vanderpump's luxury French villa as they live and work together to navigate extravagant requests and desire for their wealthy guests. A launch date has not been yet set. Vanderpump, who fronts the popular Bravo series Vanderpump Rules, will executively produce the new series. In addition to BMP, which was behind the projects and franchise, including The Challenging, the Family Stallone and Surviving Bear Grylls Entertainment 360s is also attached as a producer. The announcement comes from the conclusion of the 10th season of Vanderpump Rules, which has generated enormous social media fanfare and driven strong ratings for Bravo. For Disney-owned Hulu, the green light comes after a strong year on the reality TV front, including the launch of the season 3 of The Kardashians, which was recently renewed for 20 more episodes. Next up, Mark Ruffalo teams with Mayor of Easttown writer for new HBO series. Mark Ruffalo is returning for HBO for a new limited series following his run on the Emmy-winning I Know This Much Is True. Teaming up with the Mayor of Easttown's scribe Brad Inglesby, the untitled production is based on an original idea following a task force of law enforcement officers and the criminals they are trying to apprehend. The working title is officially the Untitled Brad Inglesby Task Force Project. Along with writing the series, Inglesby will executively produce the show side by side with director Jeremiah Zager and lead star Ruffalo. This is Inglesby's first production since delivering the well-received Mayor, which starred Kate Winslet as a detective determined to solve the mystery behind a teen girl's death while coping the grief of surrounding a family's tragedy. That's it for today's show. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to comment and get more information for new music and film and series. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment on our channel so you never miss an episode. Until then, I'm Sana and this has been the Tittle-Tattle Show.